As you'll maybe notice, underneath all of your named Midgebublets, you now have a tab for classes, within which, from the last thing, apart from Torin, who I need the confirmation for whether he's going with Conjuration overview or playing your dealings, all of you should have the 2 or 3 classes grading bobbits. Words are hard.
What?
You should see it. Should just underneath like where all your character sheet stuff is, there should be a tab called classes. Unless I've accidentally put the wrong account for you.
Class grading breakdown.
Yes.
Okay, I have coffee.
Welcome, Torin.
And I got a couple of things to say. Sideline, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, explain to me how me going up to an airport sink that has an automated sensor instead of, a manual tap for washing my hands will stop detecting me, then the sink to my left will turn on, shut off, and the sink to the left of that one will turn on, shut off, and then mine will turn back on when there was no one else in the room.
For those wondering where the hell this has come from, before I started the stream, we were talking about electrical gremlins.
The wiring underneath there is shorted out, so once one sensor procced, it hit the water that on the wire and tripped all the other sensors.
Alternatively, the bathroom's giving you a wave.
Sensor feedback is a rather large part of industrial.
I just happen to be unlucky enough to encounter a crap like
that. I can't experience. That there is a reason for all these electrical gremlins. Quantity of finding them.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that really so surprising, Torn, that you're that unlucky?
No, it is something I've come to adapt to in my life because I was just born this way.
So, J-Mac, about our class breakdowns.
Yes. So throughout the year, obviously, you have a grade to make up. Some of your things will be more, well, go do this for me, go do that, go show that you can do this, blah, blah, blah. Some of you will have big chunkier exams which will take place at the end of the year. Can't remember off the top of my head who, but I think, actually, Tinder, I think you surprisingly have the most.
My exams are 60% and 55% for each of the things.
Also, I've forgotten one of your things, which you'll now have now.
Oh, you bastard.
How did I...
Yes, JMac, I was going to go with that. Or at least Ash would definitely try to, meet any entrance examination that might be required for a first year student to do this.
Oh, you're going with Conjuration and Overview?
Yes.
Okay, I have a one for that.
Oh, yeah, I took extra classes. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's exam is 50%, so I have 50, 55, and 60% on the exams. I'm going to fuck this so hard.
I've got an interesting pair here, 10 of my own. I've got like 15, I've got one that's like 15, 15, 20, 50.
I have 10, 10, 20, 60.
And then I've got one that's just literally 50, 50 of half this, half that.
I have 15, 30, 55.
Training?
No, so I've got a called my Martial Studies and Tactics, which requires me to hunt a beast, bring back a trophy, develop a combat technique, best 5 people in the Mixed Martial Arts Club.
Oh, that'll be easy for you.
And win a battle royale, or at least take part.
Yeah, that'll be easy for you as well.
The natural world, I've got to do a group tracking exam, and I've got a nature diary, which whatever that is.
I could explain the nature diary now. Part of that is basically taking a log of flora and fauna that you find just throughout the year. Obviously, the higher your grade will be you either getting a lot of things or finding more rare, weird things.
I think Wolf might struggle on the project.
That might be fair.
Dear
After
an unfortunate incident after relieving myself, I have learned the phrase, leaves of 3, leave it be.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh, I get you. I'm so glad we don't have Poison Ivy over here. I feel sorry for America.
We kind of do.
We have nettles, but nettles aren't that.
We do have advanced nettles. Mexico and Australia have even more advanced.
Basically, well, it's not the same thing because it's not like a stinging plant. I did have to stop one of my co-workers the other day, because we ended up finding a bush of deadly, because that's a thing in the UK.
Wait, of what? Sorry, you cut.
Deadly nightshade.
Oh,
I recognised it.
Nightshade. You're like berry.
And they just thought they were regular berries.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, to be fair, deadly nightshade is fairly reasonable if in small doses. It's when it's refined, it's really bad.
They're potatoes.
Just pointing out that we have our own breed of deadly plants. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, as long as you don't go out eating random shit, typically you're fine. Like, if I went eating every random berry I saw all the time, I'd be sick as hell.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Even then, you're not supposed to eat most of the berries you find because they spray pesticides and shit on them.
I'm lucky enough to have just natural raspberry bushes growing near our house.
Oh, that is amazing.
Raspberry and black. And there's
Yeah.
one grapevine, but I haven't checked on it in many years, and thus I don't know if it's...
I've grown up around a lot of like blackberry bushes and stuff, several of which we used to just like prune and take care of to just keep it at a manageable size.
No, we haven't done that.
Okay,
Part
so
of the forest that's near our house, it's just raspberries.
So apparently this session is being hosted by Wolf with all the talk of food.
Berry.
well, I thought that everyone deserved a bit of a snack.
Apparently he brought a berry medley, possibly a berry pie.
Why
It was
only
very
one of them?
good.
You know, he could totally bring both.
Oh, well, because he ate one of them, clearly.
In case you all were wondering, I didn't say. Part of my classes is find the classroom.
Wow.
Which class is that for? What was that?
Subtlety,
Mm.
aka how to be a sneaky bastard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Part
By the way,
of one of
Mac-
my classes is find a loophole in the school rulebook.
Oh, good.
Which one's that?
I still don't have the grading breakdown for my second class.
Should be there now.
Might need to close and reopen.
Also, law.
Yeah, there it goes.
I am the law.
I have to say, Tinder, law was easily the worst one to try and think of something for. Because it's very hard to think, how do I make this class at least slightly interesting?
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, this will be easy.
Or will it?
I'm just gonna go grab a quick drink.
Find the classroom, character study, write a SCR on my target, which I don't know who.
Yeah, we'll find out later.
Does Rusty count as a beast?
Rusty does not count as a beast. Rusty is a construct.
So I can't bring back a trophy of Rusty.
Oh, don't kill Rusty,
Yeah.
you monster.
Technically, you could.
I don't think kill him. Just bring back a gear.
Yeah, you know,
Every
just-
one of his gears is vitally important. Do not touch.
Look, just unscrew his leg and bring it back, and then reattach it later.
You think Wolf has the precision required to reattach it?
No, but Aaron does.
Look, I actually do need you to go find a big old monster thing, because I would like to have some vital organs to, temper some metal in. I need to make a unique type of metal.
You're just aware I need to bring back its head, right?
Oh, yeah, so I need the body. Yeah, it's because I have applied metallurgy, so I have to make a type of metal that has unique properties.
Fair enough. I have to just hunt a beast and bring back trophies. And just win a whole bunch of fights, which I can do a whole bunch of fights.
Yeah, fair enough.
The question is who I beat up first.
Mine basically breaks down as conjuration, 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 conjuration. Interview with a creature from another plane other than my Eidolon. Conjuration.
For God's sake, as part of your schooling, setting up some fucking wards in our dorm so it's not fucking loud all the time.
Actually, yes, that is part of my other class thing. Create an inscriber, design a basic warder symbol, successfully set up warder symbol and show its effectiveness, and final exam ward library.
Yes.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Of course, if anyone has any questions about the things which aren't more explained, feel free to PM me or ask now while he's eating.
One of my things for my classes for magical theory and practice is adapt a spell from another class for your own use. If I remember rightly, I literally get that as one of my class features. Would that complete it, or do I have to do that through lessons?
You'd have to... Well, you don't necessarily have to do it for lessons, but you'd have to, put the work you'd have to do to actually make a spell, rather than just use a class feature.
Right.
It's basically to show that you can, it's
Yeah.
the step down from designing your own spell of take something else and adapt it slightly more so that you can actually use it.
Right, because I was part of a Fey speaker. At various levels, I can add a enchantment or illusion spell from the sorcerer wizard list to my druid list.
Yeah,
Like,
but I
well,
think-
already
I
done,
think-
yay!
I think the first time you do that is level 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could, I suppose, you could either work on it yourself or you could somehow rush level 4 in a year.
Well, I don't know what level we'll be by the end of the year.
I mean, the point is just remember that level 6 is like the maximum level we're ever going to get to.
Yeah,
No,
and
I know.
Mistress. So,
I know, I just, like I said, I don't know how long this is going to go on for. I mean, are we planning for level 6 to be a year, 2 years by the end of school? I don't know.
No idea. One thing I will say is there's very rare people out there who are above level 6, but they tends to be, very rare.
Yeah.
Also probably douchebags.
Also, part of one of my projects is log encounters with intelligent beings. So, how many people is Ipos going to see today? Everyone in the school is an intelligent being.
You'll get that explained later, but it's more less, humans that you find randomly. More
Yeah,
like,
it's more
I met
extraplanar things.
stuff like that. But also, like, for instance, if you met a fae, or perhaps even a rare, intelligent, benevolent undead.
hmm
Or Treant.
And I'm guessing I basically just have to document what really happened with them. I don't necessarily need to interview them or anything like that.
Yeah, and you could interview them.
That
I mean-
would be more marks.
Yeah, I mean, strange interviews is literally a different part of the same project, but that's not part of logging
I
the
mean-
encounters.
You could do both.
I could do both.
Kill two birds with one exam.
Yeah, I
Oh,
need
no,
to
the
come up
strange
with a
interviews
list
part
of
is
questions.
Strange interviews part is just the name for it.
Oh,
That's why some of them have cool names like that, and then textbook exam.
and yeah,
That's the big B.
that's one of the things that is literally 50% for one thing, 50% for another thing.
So if you know you're going to be better at something else, you might want to hedge your bets on that. Which is what I did for projects this year, because I'm very bad at projects. It's like, I'll just study for the exam. That's probably better for me.
I can't. I have all my things are like 60-70% of my grade.
I'm noticing, Jay, that both of my exams are practical exams,
You ended up picking very practically aligned classes.
which makes
Yeah,
sense because it's Wolf.
Yeah, all of my exams are textbook exams.
Literally, one of mine's my Battle Royale, the other one's tracking.
The guy who can barely speak Common, probably cannot read Common, has nothing but textbook exams.
Nothing says you can't do the exam in Draconic.
I'll probably be requesting that, because, there'll be other students who like native languages, Draconic or Dwarven or Elven, and,
And-
even playing fields and all that.
You could definitely get away with Draconic, because I feel like it's a very academic language, considering how old the dragons are.
I mean, certainly for the Magical Theory and Practice exam, that's definitely one which they would have in Draconic as well, because it's the base language of magic.
Yeah, I would figure that you can't actually write that in common. Your three options are like Aklo, Draconic, or something else. I don't know.
Abyssal.
Nah, Abyssal isn't arcane. Aklo is like aboleths, so
It's also dark, fae, ancient creatures, that kind of stuff.
yeah, ancient creatures, Draconic, Aklo, and then God, what would be the last one? I feel like there would be three.
Sylvan. There you go.
Maybe. Just to look at like the first language, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one arguably with Druid.
Well, okay, yeah, well,
Possibly,
four,
yeah.
but the teacher probably isn't druidic.
But
Don't think-
the point is, though, that is a language of magic.
I think I don't think there's literally a professor who've started out as a druid, so they might be slightly annoyed at that.
No, it could be something like the three languages is like Draconic, Celestial, and Druidic for like arcane magic, divine magic, druidic magic. Something weird like that.
Maybe.
The diabolist feels left out.
Yeah, screw them.
It's kind of banned here, so understandable.
Wait, devil summoning's banned here?
Yeah.
Huh.
Devils and shit are a lot more scary when you only usually get 6 levels.
That's actually very true.
Yeah,
Fair
there goes all of Aaron's plans.
Well, no, because
No,
Aaron's
no.
part of the subtlety class.
Just saying, if you're caught summoning demons and devils, that's one very much thing that will get you both banned and arrested. And I suppose maybe you could try and clear it if it's like, I just want to kill them for their parts, which is some kind of weird grey line, but it's also like, that's still pretty dangerous.
Because at that point you have to call them, and that's a lot more dangerous than summoning.
Because if you
Actually-
fail, they're stuck in this world forever.
Actually, yeah, no, you could, like, when I say summoning things, yeah, if you have, like, a summon monster spell, sure, that's kind of fine, if maybe a bit distrustful. It's the more calling thing that's, frowned upon. So, sitting under midnight with a ritual and sacrificing blood and shit.
And also the animation of the dead.
Yes, for the most part.
Wow, undead are more of a grey line than...
Well, there's certain spells that kind of just fall under that, like, what could technically be reanimation, but it's just like it doesn't last. Like the Grasping Corpse spell. It's like, you're probably frowned upon if you used it, but, like, technically it's allowed. But if you're just, like, straight up animating dead, I'd be like, no.
Why? Stop.
That's their immortal soul, you bastard. Put that back where it came from, so help me.
No, it's
Well,
my
you can't.
plaything
Once I've done
now.
that, there's no turning back.
I mean, when undead are killed, do they not, like, have their souls released back into, like...
No.
Ooh, that sucks to be them.
And it's not so much about releasing, it's the problem is the soul has now been corrupted.
Shit's useless though, it's like Swiss cheese.
I mean, some people find it very useful. Hi, Ogathoa.
Maybe if you don't want them ever coming back, it's useful.
Especially in this universe where true resurrection is not heard of.
Yeah. At best, you get maybe one rare person who can cast, like, Breath of Life.
Well, to be fair, despite this being epic level 6, there is still like wish spells, because some dumbass could sit up at Mage's Tower for 12 years and craft a ring of wishes.
Admittedly, if someone learns you're doing that, you're now prime target number one for, oh hey, he's almost done, let's go rob his ass.
Right.
I think the more accurate thing for like the proof of wish spells is the fact these are a thing.
Yes.
And
Well, yeah, but the point is
the
that
rituals
we-
to call a genie is a lot easier than spending 12 years crafting a ring of wishing.
The problem is you're going to get jerk-ass genie who's going to interpret it very loosely.
Right.
And this is why you need to be very careful with your ritual.
Very loosely or very literally.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes.
class.
You lived long enough. Well, before we have that, Dorm.
God, I need to double check my notes.
Dun. But you'll indeed have, namely Ash will have a visitor, when presumably you all return to the dorm later after the post-great internet tragedy. That's fair. Oh wait, you can see them? Shh.
Yeah, they're a bit. We can still see names.
Down one more. Down one more.
Move them up into the.
I'm moving them way down, it's fine. You can go against the
Hey.
other ones.
J-Mac, you'll be happy to know that I was reading webcomics during that fiasco, so I still have no idea who or what they are.
I
Okay,
very
side
briefly
token.
saw it.
It was just tokens.
It was when I moved you all into a line so I could copy you to the maze map.
Sure it was.
It was?
Yes, because it's easier to copy in a line than it is when you're a big spread up mess.
That's very...
Yes. Probably around the afternoon when you'll return for lunch or some shit. This person entered.
Totally not evil.
They slightly give off that aura. They're a pretty tall figure decked out in just big, thick black robes, and as you look at them, there's just not a shred of flesh visible. They have a white porcelain mask sitting on their face, and they look over the group, until their eyes rest upon Ash.
Hmm?
Can I identify them?
Hi, welcome to our home. Can we interest you in some, I don't know, food? You look a bit gaunt.
No thank you. I'm here for Ash. Be checking out. Oh, what?
Ash just
Also-
kind of throws a hand up.
Ah, good. I have your clothing, and Big B, if you want to, you can roll me a local.
Oh, don't. Oh,
Course.
my local's untrained.
Of course, I'm now instantly
could
thinking,
only-
is this one of those strange beings I need to document?
Maybe. They certainly look like they have a body and all their fingers and their person, yeah.
So I was expecting
Power of
some
8.
tea.
It's fair. Considering your large order, I felt it was pertinent to bring it myself.
Oh, please tell me you have everything.
I will have to probably make some adjustments, as nothing is better than a gesture to your body, the real thing, but I have your measurements ready, and I have all my tools with me. As you notice, they have a large kind of messenger bag at their waist. I realise I've forgotten to introduce myself. I am Robert.
Ash just kind of just slowly turns her head toward the large orc.
He gives a wave, and other Robert looks slightly confused.
Congratulations, you are now the fourth Robert.
It is a common name. I have a brother called Robert as well.
A brother?
My birth name is Bob.
Okay.
I prefer the longer version. Well, he prefers the shorter.
Sure. Okay. All right. Not probably the weirdest thing that's going to happen to me today, but sure.
I can make it even weirder if you wish. I have a brother
Please no.
called Joel.
I'm good. Oh, god damn it. Erin just
Ash
closes her eyes and looks down at as she looks down at her work, just not no longer wanting to engage.
Ash just looks over at Orcish Robert and says, "Congratulations! I'm changing your name to Strong Bob, just so that I'm less confused.
Okay.
Or Strong Rob if you prefer."
Gives a shaky thumbs up. I'm sorry to interrupt, but other Robert gestures to the bag.
Ah, yes. My room is this way. Please come with me.
Which I guess is a good question. Ash ordered 150 gold pieces worth of clothing.
And jewelry.
And jewelry. Exactly how much of it is that, like one outfit, or is that numerous outfits?
Technically one outfit, because otherwise it doesn't qualify.
Well, there's the thing that what I was gonna mention because money weird. Technically, the stuff that you'd ask for would be crafted, so you get a little bit more bang for your buck, and then a little bit taken off because commission fee.
Alright, then I probably get, a couple of, the same shirts or whatever, so I can, wear one while the other's in the wash or something.
That's fair. We're not fucking Simpsons episode where it's like, I have one outfit that I wear all the time.
Then you get the cameo to the wardrobe where it's the same outfit 12 times.
Yes, sure. They enter your room where they quickly go about their business. They start basically taking...
The first thing that will happen is just Ash will just like pull out basically a non-disclosure agreement on any information gleaned from within this room.
They take.
Entirely necessary for the game I am playing here.
I see. They agree to it, slightly confused.
As the curtain is closed on whatever's going on in that room.
Yes, but I will note for Torrin, you notice other Robert casting a few spells to actually help him along their way, but not the kind of regular spells you're familiar with, such as like probably Crafter's Fortune and such. Seems to be he's casting some custom spells.
But yeah,
Object.
to give you a brief idea of the contract, it basically states Ash is allowed to curse them and their children and their children's children forevermore should they break the non-disclosure agreement, mostly pertaining to Ash's gender.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Ash is a witch.
Yeah, it's within your portfolio.
It is. Although, they could probably find a loophole if they tried hard enough, because Ash is no contract devil.
That's fair. I don't think in on yours yet.
Someone studying law.
That's true.
Ash, I don't know. I could see Silas being a contract devil.
I mean, he could. He's focusing on his.
Stole half my artifact.
Excuse you.
Hey, you signed that deal with that devil.
It's probably like 10 minutes later where we'll exit, and is Ash wearing her new clothes immediately?
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
And
Presumably
they
they're
are
looking...
fabulous.
This is the power of money. Well, Ash presumably goes and peacocks around. Robert hands out a few business cards. Just kind of parting about this. Here you go. For you. If you notice, or if you look at him, he's handing out quite a few. One for himself, one for his brother, and one for his other brother.
What am I looking at? Aaron says, looking at the card.
They are... Fuck, what are they called? Business cards.
We just said.
Yeah, that's great. Why?
Specialized
what can I do with this?
Specialized artisans for custom orders, such
Yes.
as this shining regalia that I have obtained for myself.
You look ridiculous.
They're a way
I
of,
look amazing.
they're a way of advertising oneself.
No, I get that. It's not. I was asking a precocious way about what they do in particular.
My brother Bob... Okay. But my brother Rob works with leather, should you find yourself in need of light armor of such. Something not to weigh you down. He's a good call. My other brother Job, works with metal. I, myself, am a clothier. You have your field trip coming up soon, yes?
Yeah.
Now would perhaps be a good time to, well, in the event that anything dangerous should occur, it might be a good time to start thinking about protection. Or, missing that, just general tools. But, if you need any of us, our addresses are on the cards. Good day to you, Ash. I hope I'll be having your business in the future.
Oh, I guarantee it.
To hear. Adios. Spanish exists now, apparently.
It's ignorant, I guess.
Hmm?
What fantasy language would Spanish be?
Good question.
Halfling.
I was about to say that, but I feel that is also slightly racist.
I mean, any answer you give would be slightly racist.
Yeah. Also, who would that be racist towards?
Halfling just walks into a bar. Hola, necesito tequila. Mucho
Wow.
tequila.
Though I am not opposed to this opinion. It's an acceptable opinion.
So, I gotta say, who's French, then we all mentally think of...
Oh, the
elves.
Elves.
Yes. In fairness, certain languages just fit.
Mm-hmm.
Dwarf?
German.
Yeah.
Scottish accent.
I've always thought of dwarves as like German engineers. No sense
Russian.
of humor and lots of efficiency.
Russian.
Giant.
Yeah. And they have a little giant in their folklore, so it fits there.
And this is linguistics with our party.
Yeah.
Tune in next time.
But it is a point. You have a field trip coming up, and, well, some of you have money, some of you don't. Some of you might want to think about, tents.
I have 28 contest coins left.
Alright, because you gave Ash free.
Yes.
Because we got an artifact instead of coins.
Dirt poor.
Silas is kind of out of money.
I generally don't know if I want to just trade the coins in for money or if I want to catch up on them.
Maybe you don't have to do it all in one.
Well, if you sell the coins, you could sleep on a pile of treasure.
I know, but if I capture them, then I might be able to sleep on a pile of magic goodies.
Perhaps even a magic bed.
Perhaps.
Perhaps just the regular bed.
That'd be an interesting idea for a magic item. Once, I don't know, every 3 days or something.
Yes, this is the state of level 6 communication. Nap time.
Time.
Some of you are slightly broke. There is a point, well, not really a point, but there are things you could probably do on campus to make money, as, well, one of you have already started working.
I've got a part-time job. Hey, I'm making good use of that button.
Admittedly, Wolf might have, like... She does exist somewhere. Wolf has kind of cornered that market immediately.
Look, he has very few talents. He's making a bunch of the ones he.
That's fair. Also,
Yeah, no, beating people up, not exactly. I mean, he could be a bouncer.
I mean, I could work 2 jobs: cook during the day, bouncer during the evening.
very tired.
No. Have you seen Wolf's Constitution score? He won't be tired.
No, I've just watched. I'm just like thinking of Wolf in like a little like suit and sunglasses, chilling at a bar door with his big hammer, just going, "You're not on the list."
You're not old enough to go.
Listen, I'm not old enough to go in there.
It's there. Wolf wouldn't be old enough to go in there, but neither are you.
Right.
Travelers.
Silas, mind if I pull you aside for a second here?
What does it you need?
I don't need anything. I just want to discuss with you what we're planning on doing. This dang rock thing. Erin
All
pokes
right.
the thing floating around her head. Okay, I mean, I don't mean to put constraints on who you give this to. It's not really much of my business, but I mean, it's all on the same network.
Oh, I know.
So
Can I just ask, did you guys actually go away from the group before discussing this?
no,
No.
not really. We're more just talking
Erin.
to each other and hush.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a quick perception check to see if I can hear what you were talking about with my amazing +0 perception. No, I cannot. Okay, continue.
You cannot hear them over Ashes posting and flamboyant.
If you had an environment full of glowing pics.
Oh yeah, no, there'd be nothing but selfies in there for the next week.
But yes. No, I understand where you're coming from.
Right. It's a reasonable concern.
Yes, but do not worry. These will only be going out to trusted allies of mine.
All right. Okay, that's wonderful. What does that entail?
Allies who I can trust.
Fair. All right. Till then, I do want to do some experiments on these because, from
Of
what I
course,
can
these
tell,
definitely
there's
tested.
of course. It's just there's not much to base these things off of, and frankly, I'm missing equipment and everything I would need. So
Yes.
I don't know how
Then
much
we have
priority
we
you
have-
want to put on that.
We have the resources, the school. Do you honestly think they do not have public labs for use by students?
Not one to my liking.
Then perhaps you're a bit too picky.
Look, when you can only lift like a half a pound when you're working on shit, you've got to be really picky.
Perhaps you should work on studying a bit of magic and being able to do something like this, he says as he picks up his teacup. With
Every
a
time
page hand.
I did, I got a nosebleed. It's not. I'm not weak just physically.
A pity.
Well, yeah, it is a damn pity.
But yes, I know. So we needed more. We also do not have to do this alone. We can hire people and do it for us.
I mean, yes. Is that a good idea?
Well, of course. Admittedly, it's good to find someone who you can trust or who likes money enough that you can pay them with their silence.
Suppose that's true.
There's much you can do in this world. Well, money helps make go around, as it were. Money, prestige, power.
Okay, well, great. How much of a priority is figuring this thing out anyway?
At the moment, not as much. At the moment, I'm personally looking for. I find myself short on pocket change, as it were,
That's the first.
and it's a bit early for me calling back to my estate. So I need to find other ways of getting wrecked, as it were. I'd been hoping
Alright.
that those coins would have been staying around.
Yeah, I kind of did too. I did not expect them to just yoink everything. That was kind of could have put like a little precedent on that.
Still, I believe it was a fair trade for cotton.
Certainly. Jeez. Okay. Perhaps we can work something. I gotta do a lot of stuff in classes that involve crafting. So maybe I can find someone to do commission.
Oh, absolutely. You are.
Well, I gotta finish our fridge first. So
Yes, of course. But that is good for you, and I will need to rack my brain for my own talents. Too many talents that would be most marketable.
what do you even?
Great acts of mind. Yes, I can sell my
I don't-
services as a psychic.
What does that? What does that even entail? What are you giving them?
I am selling my services as a psychic spellcaster, reading objects, things of that nature. You know,
Reading people can read books, you know. I hope people
Yes.
can read here.
yes, and everything has a psychic imprint on it. Literally, some stronger than others, based on the emotions of the people behind them, and other, well, strong.
Oh my god, are
feelings.
you wrapped up in like a multi-level marketing thing?
Oh, small minds do not even realize the world around them. No,
Sounds like it.
no, this is a true magic. It is one of my classes.
I haven't even saw you draw a glyph since you arrived here.
Of course, I do not need to.
Fine. Well, you know what? Conversation for another time. Have fun looking for work. Let me know if you need my help.
Fine. Go off and have fun making your little toys.
I'll try not to, die. Don't fall asleep in the fridge, by the way.
That I do not know how to respond to that.
It's full of toxins. I can't make everything perfect here.
Why would you be sleeping near the fridge anyway?
I don't know. Passed out at alcohol poisoning? Shit, man, I don't know.
I do not drink that. Be unbecoming of one such as myself.
I'm-
Go give your warning to someone like Epos or
I already put up a sign.
be sure they can read.
I've put it in multiple languages.
Be sure they can read.
Ipos can read. He's actually rather fluent in Draconic.
Yes, I know. He is an interesting one, but he has potential.
Aww.
Fucking rock.
Silas likes me.
Don't
No.
fucking rock. Oh god, his mind's gonna be fucking bad shit.
I have not into his mind at all. I do not plan to anytime soon.
If you're so-called psychic, I'm pretty sure you can make assumptions.
Yes, that is what I do.
Make assumptions.
Why do you think why do you think I deign to make a contract with I've seen your potential without into your mind.
Okay, sure.
It is an important skill for a noble such as myself. You must find the best in your servants and those around you, your allies, and you must bring it out. Now, yes, excuse me, I am going to go and rest a little bit because the days have been hectic to say the least. The start.
I completely forgot about the stuff we could buy from Between Ways.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. I really want that bath in a bottle.
I'm more looking at the essence rings. Yes, essence ring. Only that what I would immediately benefit for.
They do come with a warning that they can react badly.
Oh yeah, everything can react badly, but you think Hippos cares about that?
Fair. I mean, how many fingers do you really need to cast spells? Like 4?
I mean, technically one hand.
Sure.
Not even that. Some people can cast spells with a hook hand.
True. I just need a stump to wave around.
I like to imagine it just like rotates in the spot.
Yeah.
But the only one I'd benefit from is a dex ring. Yeah, I need to turn those broops off. I forgot they were even on. There we go.
Fair enough. Yes, there's essence rings, there's expired potions, half the price of a regular potion, but might have some side effects, TM. Hey, if you're desperate for a healing potion, 12.5 gold, pretty good.
I mean, it's true. Also, they might be good as like ritual reagents.
Maybe.
Probably not as good, but budget ritual reagents are hard to come by.
The brimmed fan would actually be kind of interesting as well.
Yes, spell foci. As some of you may not have noticed from your exams, one of the things mentioned are spell foci. The idea for these are basically they're like rods, but much cheaper, but also expendable. They'll affect your spells to do things. In this case, turn one of your spells into a cone.
Fancy. Oh god. J-Mac, technically, could I use that with my magic trick for Mage Hand?
Technically. I did think about that, because I like the mental image of you just like, whipping at this fan, and then the giant backhand just appears out of nowhere.
I was thinking more Star Plat here.
Right. I believe that would be very interesting if you get the thing where it's like secondary effect attached onto this. Because your CMB will eventually be pretty good.
It will, or at least decent.
Good for like most of what you need. But
And still only have ab, so
it's fair. That's noted. For people who are desperately needing money, there is the option of there's a nearby town, which I don't think I ever gave a name. But technically you could go there, it takes like 3 hours. 3 hours and just do jobs, quotation marks.
Can I tax people?
Wow.
Tax
I'm a
people?
noble after all.
It's not your land though. That would be invasion of another noble's land.
I mean, I suppose you could do the bandit thing and just set up a fake tax
No.
station.
No, Silas is that. No, that is.
And you only need
against
people to
noble.
think it's real.
I mean, yes, that is against noble etiquette.
Yeah.
Actually, does Silas know? Who
Yeah, no,
owns
you're
this
only
land?
allowed to make
Nobility
real.
wise.
You're only allowed to make real checkpoints and toll roads.
Yeah,
I shall mark often.
Silas will save the taxing for whenever he becomes president of the student council.
I'm guessing the fan is in the shape of like those paper fans that fold out into like the half moon. Right. Hippos now has something for if he gets too warm.
Okay, Matt.
Yes.
So, since Wolf now knows what he's going to be judged on in class, he needs to He needs to earn money and practice at once. Can he just go like hunting for like food to like sell?
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. If you have something like survival, you can just like go and hunt. Alternatively, for those of you wanting more quicker cash, you do know there's the basement, which is essentially a big dungeon.
No, that's true. Might be good.
Basement. Tell us more.
It's a bit
since I stopped coughing.
Yeah, that's a bit too rough and tumble for Silas at the moment.
The
Worse.
main thing for rebasement is for the first years, the first layer is more puzzles. Basically, until everyone within the first year goes to act to open it, it's sealed. So most of the dangerous stuff is still down there. You don't actually have to like go and fight goblins and shit immediately.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, you just go down the first layer until like most of the first years have cleared it. It's closed off.
The first layer is quite literally a basement. Everything below that is more dungeon.
Okay, so then Silas might actually do that. I assume the school itself restocks it with treasure,
Perhaps.
or maybe coins. I guess
It's one of those living dungeons. It just creates its own stuff.
it could be actually. That would be interesting.
What's better, Black?
Well, you also know that there's like dimensional warping going on around here, so
Yeah.
maybe things are just falling in.
Who knows?
the
Maybe
sea.
you will win a free iPad.
Who knows?
That's basically between ways. It's basically fate's choice.
Maybe that's why it's fair.
Ah.
You do have the option of going into the dungeon.
That's Tim, but I think Silas is just going to go to Lindsay at Between Ways and see if she has any need for an assistant for a while.
Sure, you can go to Between Ways and find Lindsay. I assume you kind of open up with a whole "Hey, I'm looking for a job" sort of thing, but fancy.
Yes, basically.
She'll give you a look over. Are you any good with numbers?
Very.
We always have use for someone to sort out stock.
I suppose yes, like that.
Well, congratulations, you're now intern. Second name, Verinar? Verinar.
Yes, Verinar of House Verinar.
Who apparently are well-known accountants.
I mean, you're not tech wrong. We're a merchant family. A merchant family that got really big.
Fair enough, I actually know nothing about them.
We own a lot of mines and quarries.
Comes from old money,
Yeah,
slightly.
basically.
Slightly newer old money.
The old money.
Old money, right, so they're ruin robbers.
Excuse you, we made our living by selling marble.
But sure, if for the day you want to make some money, you could do much what Wolf does. If you have, do you have a relevant profession or something for this?
I mean, yeah, she's diviner and like identification.
Well, I mean, you mean if you're
what-
doing like the stock shit?
Oh yeah, for stocking.
Do you have a skill that's appropriate? If I'm doing this, I'm either rolling cooking or I'm rolling like survival.
Could argue something like appraise.
Technically, yes,
Yeah, but
if you have it.
Because I could see that being something that a merchant family would have.
This is where we're contending with psychic skill points.
yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my stuff is like knowledges.
There's always untrained profession roles.
Hope you enjoy your 1 silver per day.
Yeah, I'll just throw on a praise, I guess. Best I can think of. Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
So for 1 day's worth of work, we divide that by 7.
So about, I'm thinking,
2
yeah,
silver.
about 2.5, 2.5.
2.8 gold.
Oh, gold.
2.85 if you want to count the coppers.
So Silas does a shift. He's a working man. The first thing you notice is that, seems like nobody's actually done this in forever because everything is everywhere and everything sucks.
I warn you now, I will take no small amount of pleasure from this.
Silas is casting Unseen Servants to help him.
You bastard.
It certainly helps with the busy work.
Yep, Unseen Servants and Mage Hands. Good lord.
Meanwhile, over here, J Mag is just Wolf coming back to Sherry with like, "Hey, I caught you a couple of."
Couple of balls.
Well, I suppose steak is on. Wait, did you say wolves?
Boars.
Boars.
Wolf was
I
coming
suppose
back
steak is
with
on the
balls.
Yeah, for some reason, wolf just like preceded in my mind.
Wild pork belly.
You know, it's an honest day's labour. Catch a couple of boars, hand it in,
It's time for steak pie.
and he's practicing for his exam.
It's true. Speaking of which, can you roll me a 4d4?
Oh god.
You've been working long enough that I feel it's fair that Wolf has had the chance to eavesdrop and perhaps hear a few things.
He's been in Sherry's cafe a lot.
It's true. Especially for the time he's been here. I'm going to message you something, or whisper you.
So while that's going on, Ipos is approaching Aaron.
You'll find her downstairs, working on the fridge.
Just for a quick thing. He'll sort of hover in the corner until it looks like a point where she's not, doing something that will explode if she stops doing it.
Well, that never happens, and she will just address you. Hi, yes, Hippos, how can I help you?
Ipos wanted to ask, the shiny floaty gems you won. The stone thingies?
Yes,
Yes,
these
you-
things. She points up at her head.
Yes, them. You still have all them, yes? You won funny stuffy man?
Yeah,
Good. You keep them, yes, you keep them. Don't give away. They important.
right. I wasn't planning on it.
Right. Don't know all details, can't say all details, but funny...
Time out. What? Come here. She stops what she's doing and turns around.
Ipos looks at it nervously as if it's about to explode.
It's not.
Oh, good. He'll come over.
Most of what she does isn't actually chemistry, mechanical stuff. Okay. Where are you getting this information?
Was about to say, funny... forget name. Funny lady who see future stuff.
Describe.
J-Mac, what was her name?
Lillian.
He gives a description of Lillian.
Is she one of the teachers or?
No,
No,
she's
it's one of your classmates.
one of the people in our dorm.
Lillian. Oh, got it.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Why does she know this?
She said had vision thingy. Some shamans in the old clan used to have him and went cuckoo bananas, but she's not bananas yet. Couldn't give all details. Said if the more she says, the more likely things will happen. Like the things she's trying to stop. But these may be important, so no selling, no get rid. Not yet.
Right. I wasn't planning on it. These are artifacts, and they are massively important discovery.
I know what you plan. Just giving warning.
Thank you for the warning. You don't happen to know if she uses like a winky eye face or anything?
Winky
Or like
eye face.
Yeah, it's like a smiley face with a wink for like an identifier.
Shrugs.
No, cool. All right, thank you.
I not see her get vision or thing like that. She just come to me after.
Okay, well, thanks for the warning. Not sure what she didn't tell herself, but right. Okay.
She came to me before contest ended, gave coins hoping I win, and told me to get N thing if I did. But then you won and got other things, so now she come up with new plan. But
N
shh, secrets.
Got it. Understood. Right. Thank you, Ipos. I'm focus on this again. A lot of things have been going on and a bit overwhelmed, so I'm just gonna focus on the.
Okay, I see you later. And he bounces
Yeah,
away again.
yeah.
And now you know how Ipos knew about some of the other prizes in it.
Plot thickens? Question mark?
Okay, this is.
But this is why I was rolling perception earlier when you and Bigby were talking about possibly selling it or giving it to other people or things like that.
Fair.
Which Erin's continuing her work on the freezer fridge thing?
Yep.
What? Give me a roll.
I will pop that. Chug that. How long does this last? This is like a day's work, isn't it? That won't work. Okay. Ciao. 33.
Pachow indeed.
Oh, it didn't explode yet.
Hey, Erin's very good at what she does.
Making explosives?
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't make much of explosive. Her bombs aren't not really even explosives.
Yeah, no, they're more like superheated, spring-loaded
Yeah,
gadgets.
Doohick.
she knows chemistry, but tends to avoid it.
You're halfway done with the fridge freezer thing.
Hey.
Whoop whoop.
At this point, you could pretty freely leave the rest up to Lee, as she did offer to do some of the work.
I got. I could.
Could, but won't.
Right. This is. I got most of the mechanical bits done. I just need to actually install it, and that's going to be a bit of an endeavor because I need to dig a big hole. And well, last time I checked, I'm not very good at dig.
Rusty's a dog. They're like expert diggers.
Really. Besides, I haven't taught Rusty how to dig.
Wow. What kind of dog
that
is he?
hard.
Jeez.
Well, I could, but I might actually use this for the masterwork project for my class.
You gotta make a masterwork fridge.
I mean, sure.
It's an option, technically. I suppose he could go there. So how do you wheel a fridge out to somewhere? But I guess it's
Don't.
easier for the other person to go to the fridge. Okay, so Sideline has done something big. Darker, you did hunting, which leaves Torin. Has Ash got an agenda for today?
Do I have my own agenda? You're asking the social butterfly if they have an agenda.
Could start a cult.
I could start a cult. Let's start by just sort of, I'm kind of curious to know what's just, like, going on with, like, our dorm mates, actually.
Sure. Let's see, who was in the dorm last I drew it? Currently sitting about is Robert, Lillian, Nell, Jade, and Brighton. One thing you notice is Robert is showing off what he won at the from the boppy thingy, he has this kind of weird, like one-handed rubber mallet.
Huh. What's that do?
He kind of waves about. I had to know. It said it's magic. Apparently it launches things real far.
Hit Ash with it. Hit Ash with it.
Robert possesses wisdom. He's not going to do that.
Boring.
Otherwise, Dell and Lillian just appear to be chatting. Brighton's standing next to the fire. He appears to be, I don't know, staring into it menacingly.
Hey, Sulky, why are you brooding?
Sometimes you just need a good bridge, don't you?
Well, yes, but there's a reason.
Oh, not entirely, honestly.
You're just staring into fire for the sake of staring into fire.
Well, perhaps I'm thinking. I have a head, don't I? There's thoughts going on here. What, do you think it's all just music up in here? Big old play?
Yes, because your thoughts probably come from your other head.
So mature. I'm a creature of feeling, emotion.
So,
Closing row 20, god damn it.
I'm not hearing you tell me I'm wrong.
No, I'm thinking of something. Thinking of our little class trip.
Ah,
What are your opinions on it?
we are going to be very busy.
That's a fair observation.
You have no idea.
But, going up into the sky to explore, forgotten buildings and retrieving ancient relics, practicing my wardcraft is going to be an experience unlike anything else I've ever had.
Do you want some advice?
I'm not entirely sure what advice you give me, but I'm curious enough to ask what.
He has a bit of a devil's grin as he pulls out a piece of paper and flicks it towards you.
What does it say?
It's a library index. Unsurprisingly, Widdershin's Academy, or Soulridge Academy, does have a section on warding. Notably, he's sectioned out a specific book in there, which name I'm going to DM you because I can't say it.
Can't or won't?
I'm gonna trip over it. I also can't spell it, apparently. Well,
Wow, so good.
look, Anomaly has way too many vowels.
You would hate my last name.
Would I?
It is
Yes.
pretty stupid, ridiculous.
Oof, I'm silent.
It's German. You can imagine how that goes.
Understandable. Have a nice day. I mean, admittedly, my second name has like 2. It's not a lot.
4 in a row.
Ew. Shit, that you shouldn't capitalize.
Esoterica, anomaly, and things unforeseen. How to protect against them. Okay.
He gives a wink. You might find something useful in there.
I swear to the various gods, Brighton, if I find you've tucked a love letter into this book for me to find, I'm going to slap you.
I feel like you formulated a very strong opinion of me off of a few encounters, in which case, now, it's how you build your worldview about.
First impressions are everything, Brighton.
Yeah.
But like, all the joking aside, why this book in particular?
Go read it and find out. Come on, let me have my fun, but I'll promise to you it will be useful.
Lilia, I need your opinion.
Yeah?
If I look up this book, will anything bad happen? As Angela goes over and just shows a piece of paper.
She reads the name, gives Burton, like, raised eyebrow and says, I don't think so. It doesn't sound like a regular cursed book.
No, but, our dorm's Lady Club seems to have, a lot of, interesting insights into the future.
In the basement, you hear someone shout up, "Read the damn book!
What if it has explosive runes?
Then you'll learn a valuable lesson!"
I suppose it is a lesson. But no, you should probably be fine, or are you meaning more can you gaze into the future and find out? Because I'm afraid not. I've got a very limited time span. I mean, you could always bring it here and then we could decide whether or not it's bad news.
Swear to God, Bright, if this haunts me, I'm haunting you.
Would be the first time. I don't know what
Okay.
that means. It's fine. Stop worrying.
As Ash is just leaving to go get the book. It'll be fun. I've never talked to other ghosts before.
But yeah, you can pretty easily go to the library and find the book.
Ash is probably picking up some additional textbooks and reference material for various words and things as well.
It's the worst idea. It's a good time to start learning.
Well, Ash already has a specific project in mind, and it's going to be apparently count for part of her grade on top of just the sheer utility.
Yes. That's
But
effectively
I
right.
love our joke of us being able to just shout at each other from just anywhere on the building.
Despite the fact that the building's like 200 feet. But let's mark down Ash's studying then. Oh, it's actually literally too long. Okay. This one has anything specific to do. I think we'll roll on to the next day. Wait, was I posting something? I've already forgotten.
He went and spoke to Aaron, and then I basically have no plans. He'll probably actually go and find Asta and just hang out with him for a bit.
That's fair. You will probably find him at the bathhouse.
Ben!
As opposed to baths.
He isn't opposed to them, he just isn't thrilled with them.
I suppose.
I'm actually
New game,
having
everyone chucks the kobold into the bath.
actually looking up the questions you had us do because one of them was how they feel about
No.
like,
I have a
swimming
better
and shit.
game. I have a better game. We have to toss the kobold back and forth without letting him hit the water.
There's not enough collective-
I do not like these games. Yeah, but
There's also not enough.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's not enough collective strength in this group for it to happen.
I mean, he is pretty light.
Yes, but then again, there's also a lot of noodles.
Yeah, but you've got
Arms
Psychic Man who can throw him with mines, and you've got
No, he
Wolf.
can't.
That's
He
good
doesn't have
enough.
telekinesis, he only has mage hand.
Well, just set up Wolf on one hand and Rusty on the other. There you go.
The very small game, though.
Yeah,
Picking up the
Prismality.
usual listed.
Prismality has some strength.
She might be allowed to join in then.
Keep forgetting she has hands.
I mean, she could just whack him back and forth with the bow.
Please no, that actually sounds painful.
Volleyball.
question is,
Bows
wooden pot
bows
using
give
the
quite a
string
good
pot?
thwack on them.
Is she using the wooden pot or the string pot?
Either way, I mean, the string
You
part
would
not work.
definitely want her to hit you with the wooden part because that string, ooh, that hurt.
But yeah, Ipos doesn't particularly enjoy, being in the water. You all know he has no issue with being dirty. He has prestidigitation to clean himself if he wants to. So he'll probably hang out, but sort of on the edge, not actually in the bath. Just chilling, chatting, seeing how things are going.
I like to imagine it as like, what was rubber ring called that you just like sit in?
Well,
So-
life preserver.
Yeah.
Did I
Actually,
take
Jamie, there is
everybody
something
swim?
that
I
Wolf
did
can
not.
do.
Hmm?
We're going to quickly PM something over to you.
Ipos has -1 swim modifier, so he might need the life preserver. He comes from a deserty area. He didn't have much need to swim.
The baths have accounted for small people, so they are slightly tiered. So such that you can like sit in them.
To be honest, before he came here, before he left his clan, he probably did the whole chinchilla thing of just doing sand baths.
I'm just imagining Ipos with just this bucket of coarse sand and like a boar hair brush and just scrubbing his scales.
And yeah, he totally could do that. He has natural armor, it wouldn't bother him.
Ah, right. Let's look at Discord for the PM.
Wow, J-Mac.
It's a PM.
Just
Casually do that on the site.
Fair enough. I'm going to make a note of it. See notes. Well,
Because that won't really cause trouble at any point.
I mean, honestly, this is good the method as any to get one.
It seems like a less rude option than the alternative.
You just need a sickle.
Yes, Wolf is not a communist.
Don't know that yet.
I'm fairly sure I know my character's own political views.
That's fair. The libertarian
that word there.
No, he's just disinterested in politics.
Fair enough.
Ah, the youth of today.
Well, he's not old enough to vote.
No excuse, you should be interested so you know how things are changing and how to vote in the future.
Or he could hit the politicians with a hammer.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Pure chaos.
Eat the
It's
rich.
an aristocracy.
Anyway,
I mean, I prefer the idea of it being a hammer-based meritocracy instead.
So the day shall tick over, which means it is the first day of classes.
now, is there any druid spells that might help me with classes?
Maybe. Anything
Yeah.
that you gotta know.
You might be able to get yourself out of class by flooding the classroom with quick water.
I feel like in our magic school they'll have planned for that.
Mm-hmm.
Should drain. But for the most part, I'm going to keep since everyone has a kind of wide spread of classes where not everyone is in, I'm going to keep that mostly to the PM or the text chats over because that way I can also do lore things right from them.
Well, there is one class we do all have together.
Yes.
Is
which what I
that?
was going to bring up next. Yes. Applied adventuring.
Oh yeah,
Is that-
the one we had to take, yes.
However, and the general studies I'm not going to elaborate on because that's like math and English and I can't think of a more boring thing to
I'm gonna
hand the camera to.
I'm gonna be honest. Wolf's results in math class is not going to be.
And Ipos's results in common class is not going to be good.
It's fair.
Or
Who
maths,
knows,
really.
Maybe working in a cafe will help your math a bit.
I mean, just the fact that Wolf's never had to do arithmetic properly before. He's not dumb. He's just never had to do arithmetic.
Yeah, join the club.
Yeah, Ash is probably like a solid, C plus B minus student in math.
But I believe you have rotten on your side.
Sal is decently good.
I have average
no,
int.
there's Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the engineer knows maths.
Yeah, no, I don't have any mathematical-based skills. I don't have engineering. I don't have alchemy.
Imagine one that's kind of okay with it.
I'm thinking Wolf might be surprisingly better though at English class, possibly even a B.
I mean, Ipos does technically have 1 rank in linguistics, so he could be decent at English class, but he won't be.
It's fair.
He'd be great in foreign languages, though. Draconic.
Yeah, in foreign or exotic languages he could be decent. I mean, Draconic, Sylvan, Druidic, they're quite different languages.
Once again, no druidic teacher.
Yes, but they can recognise that Druidic language is a thing, even if they can't understand
I
it.
guess.
But they can't
Well,
tell
like-
how well they're speaking.
I guess they could outsource it. It's like, oh, but we'll send you to our send your exam to our druidic expert who has to mark it for us. for some academic inspired druid who's very wealthy out there.
Marking the exam papers of all the foreign students.
Mm-hmm. And for any verbal exams in class, I have bluff. I can pretend that I am actually speaking perfect Druidic.
Don't go Baba. I don't know what you're doing. Sound like. Yes. Assuming everyone actually also attends applied adventuring, does anyone think of skiving immediately?
Yes, but I won't.
Fair enough.
Wolf is sitting in class with an apple, eating the
That's
apple.
fair.
Christ.
Now, when you take apples to class, it's supposed to be for the teacher.
Spring enough for everyone. That's fine. But with most of you going in, you'll also notice, well, most of the people from your dorm. You don't think anyone's missing. You also see some other people from the other dorms, which mainly the only one you really recognise is, well, Epos recognises Aster, of course, who probably comes to sit next to them.
Yeah, I sit next to Asta.
Chances are Alana disappears to go sit next to Roland somewhere. Aaron, you obviously also noticed the girl who was shot near you and her friend.
I would like to sit next to some of the students, which I helped lead the warfare against the robot.
Sure.
So
I have my
Wolf's at the
comment
cool kid table.
You could call it that. Don't know if I'd really classify a group who struggled against a giant robot. It's cool.
I mean,
No,
they
someone
were
doesn't
like
seem
the
safe
first.
for us.
They were like the first group that actually took it down.
I mean, I suppose, but it's also like it's like the group project. One person does all the work and everyone else writes their name on it.
Yeah, they still get bragging rights for taking it down.
I suppose, but it's probably like 5 or 10 minutes past the time of her class is actually supposed to start. Before Restive rushes in, her hands filled with paper. You see a mug of coffee in there somewhere, and she's like, "Hello. Sorry, I'm a bit late." Not a great example to be setting for the first class of the year, is it?
So,
She busies herself getting set up. Now, has anyone actually done their homework, even though there hasn't been any homework yet?
Yes?
yes.
What homework?
No.
Can everyone pick a number between 1 and 10?
Just type it in
Seven.
the chat.
5.
Let's see. Yeah.
Aha, I got in there first.
Not on my screen.
You can both be the same number, don't worry.
That's everyone.
None of you are picked. She picks someone else in the crowd who kind of immediately clams up and is, after the question is asked. So, what is Anna Cooper, dear Ashley? The girl in question kind of just sits there and goes, it's big? Yeah. And Versive goes, okay, 1 point, I guess. It's big. Anyone else able to tell me anything?
Ipos
Yeah.
raises his hand and is like, is big magic fly place with lots of machines and used to be fey things there that worked in cults to maintain farms and foods and stuff.
Very good. 3 points. That was actually... How do you know about it? Never mind.
He looks incredibly proud of himself.
Yes, the wandering city of Annakapur is, well, as far as we're able to tell, was an ancient country that was lifted up off the ground. They used their mechanical as well as magical expertise to transport around the world. For whatever reason, we're not quite sure. One thing we do know of is that at some point in the past, its defences were quite mighty, but over time they've eroded. Whoever lived in there now no longer does. What that bodes to us, we do not know. However, one of my greatest interests is discovering the past. So many nations, so many people, so many cultures have fallen, and why? Our hope is, well, among other goals, to find that out. She wiggles her fingers, calling upon an illusion. Let me just check that I have this map set up and hasn't got weird things revealed. It does. She reveals a preliminary map of Annakapur. We have had some scouts up there to check about the place. It appears that Annakapur mostly consisted of one main city, a few smaller towns around, and from what we can tell, a monastery of some kind.
A monster.
Monastery.
Monastery.
Monastery. Ah,
Yes. I did kind of pick up with all that.
So the island itself is not a monster.
No, I mean, it might be.
It's not as far as you're aware.
it's much larger than I was led to believe. I thought it was a very just city.
I was under the assumption that this was like the sister city of Silvermount. Is that wrong?
It is much, much older, from what I'm aware. Silvermount, we can actually trace its history back. This is from some other continent somewhere in the world that we haven't ever seen or heard of.
Well, yeah, because it's in the sky.
Amongst other things, it appears to have retractable legs. It's odd. It seems to have energy for flying, but then sometimes chooses to walk. We believe this is part of a method it uses to recharge energy. How? Oh, Howl's Moving Castle.
Mhm.
If it was, like 17 times the size.
Fair, yes. Howl's Moving Island.
She returns to her thing. From what we can tell, mainly the only place that is extremely dangerous is the city, which is where me and my team will be going ourselves. It is, as of now, from what we are aware of, off limits to all students. However, for those of you who are more inclined to explore, we recommend you to go check out these other locations. Most will have seen the wear of time, but we hope that they contain remnants of, well, the people who lived there. However, for those of you who don't want to go trapezing into, random wilderness on the back of a massive mechanical beast, we are sending a company of people up there to stay there for the long haul. This is a outreach based on our campus, as well as a few other adventuring companies and such are interested. If you don't wish to explore, they will need help developing their front camp.
Oh, okay.
As you will probably expect, you will be graded on this. I don't want to stress the fact that, well, this course is called Applied Adventuring. It's more a way of getting you out into the world rather than just sitting up in this campus forever, not thinking about the people out there. Well, this is maybe a slightly less regular version of this. You'll be working with the people who are going to be staying there. I want you to keep in mind that they're very important. As such, don't just go running off and smashing your head against whatever might be up there. Though that is technically an option. Called out.
Sorry, Wolf. Wolf isn't noticing right now. He's eating enough.
Does anyone have any questions before I continue?
Are the Aaron raises her hand.
Yes.
Are the histories of Silvermount and this place related, or are they completely separate?
As far as we're aware, they're not related. As stated, Anna Cooper comes from some faraway continent. Silvermount was, what was the country's name? A development of, not Farhold, Simpivia.
Yeah. Okay.
Silas raises a hand.
Yes?
Is there anything known of an aristocracy or nobility from Pur?
Not quite. From what we were able to tell, there might have been some kind of upper class of mystics or clerics of such, hence why the monastery to the west is so large.
So more likely a theocracy.
Perhaps, but we're not entirely sure.
Could be a theocracy, it could be an arcanocracy.
Yes, perhaps.
From what we can tell, considering the self-contained nature of the country, they were very vital to its up. Without them, it wouldn't have been viable to keep the population which we suspect they had for as long as they did on top of that beast.
Ah, I see. All right.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
What are we allowed to take back with us when we come back down?
For the most part, we would like to first examine any relics which may be culturally or historically important. However, should you find any remnants of magical items which aren't such, we are willing to let you keep. Other such things, I'm sure some of you have perhaps guessed that there might be things of mechanical nature there. Assuming they don't hold any cultural or obviously historic importance, you're welcome to take those too.
Very interesting.
Hippos raises his hand.
Yes?
You know what creatures up there? What fae up there? Things like that?
Not quite. We did, however, detect strong fae energies around the monastery. We believe, perhaps, that they may have been included within their rites and such, and hence why they held such power.
He nods a few times.
If you're more interested in seeking out the fae, we do think that they're located to... Let me draw a circle. That's not a circle.
I mean, it's close.
There you go.
A line's like a circle that's been flattened.
Roughly an area around here.
Wait.